1.5 years of Pet Simulator 99, we are debating whether or not it is about to die. Over the past few months, the game has been on a consistent decline in players and the amount of updates and quality we get in the game. And while a lot of concerns are going around whether or not, one, I will be quitting, and second of all, if the game is dying. Which I hope to go fully in detail in this video so that you guys understand exactly where the game is at and what's really going to happen with its future. This all really started with the release of one specific game. You may or may have not seen it on the channel, but the release of Bubblegum Simulator Infinity had a massive toll on the operations of big games. And I'm talking about how they basically do updates, how they even listen to the community, and how it has changed the player base. Ever since the introduction of BGSI, a lot of big games, community managers, or whatever have been focused on responding to the actual community. They've been constantly responding, giving update hints, and all kinds of other stuff, such as like helping people fix bugs and stuff, which we know this game is very vulnerable to. And I'm gonna go more in detail about that later on. But overall, this communication change has really introduced a new point to the player base on whether or not the future of this game is gonna be stable or not. Another major problem that this game as well as BGSI have been facing is the botting issues that have been going on in the game. As you can see, for one, bots have gone ahead and basically taken away every single Gargantuan hellish axolotl in the brand new event. If we actually go ahead take a look at PetSim 99 over here and scroll down to its statistics, one, you will see that the player base hasn't quite been changing, and right now actually it is going up, so we are going to talk about that in a second. But as you can see, over a day period of time, the player count does not increase by much or decrease by much. Now, in a game that isn't botted, for example, something that bots have no reason to AFK, you'll be able to see a very noticeable difference. For example, let's take Dead Rails, where you can actively play, or you just don't play because there's no reason for there to be bots. You will see that the player count constantly goes up and it goes down depending on the time of the day and how many players are obviously playing, or like if there's any holidays and stuff. The unfortunate thing is for BGSI and PetSim 99, that doesn't happen. And that's because there's literally bots all across the game. I will say this Grow a Garden event, I'm pretty sure is a little bit less bot tolerant, which means like the bots simply don't have a use on this event. But I mean, yesterday all the Gargantuan hellish axolotls existed and now there's none left, so I don't know what happened there. But in literally every single other event that has ever came to the game, bots have completely destroyed it. As you can see, footage from someone right here shows that literally every single one of these accounts here that have managed to get a Titanic Kraken from the fishing event is literally from Vietnam. Now, I don't know if you know, but Vietnam is probably nowhere near the biggest population that plays this game. A lot of Vietnam players are real, and some of these are legit players that are actually playing from Vietnam, but oftentimes it is literally bot. All of these bots are being ran on a VPS, which basically allows them to automate the engines and run everything at the same time, doing the same exact things. And for those who don't know what a VPS is, it's basically a virtual private server. Imagine you had the Roblox servers, but in your own hands, running in your own country, and you basically get to control everything. That's also why when you scroll on the Roblox page, looking at the PetSim profiles now, it has gotten quite a bit better, but it used to basically be purely bacon hairs, kind of like what we see right here, but it was a lot worse. It literally used to fully be straight up bacon hairs, no other visible accounts, but it has gotten a bit better. Now, this isn't to say that they have fixed the botting problem or anything, because they definitely have not, and the game probably has a lot more to go. Like, take a look at this guy. The biggest hourly hatch is BGL Blazer, 3,311 kilograms on the Pixel Angelus. I can bet you that this is probably a bot account. Oh, wow. It's almost like I was right. Look, this person has 0 friends, 0 mutuals, 0 followers, 0 everything. They've only played Bubblegum Simulator and probably PetSim, which makes absolutely sense because these are the easiest games to bot right now. And, well, if we go ahead and take a look at their stuff and find game passes, which I honestly forgot where passes are. Yeah, right here. The only thing they have is a pet equip in big games, and that is for PetSim X. It looks like they've also made this game pass that says 2 times pet equip for 4,286 Robux. This is very likely that they had another account buy this for them, so that way they could supply it to their botting software. Oh, and just as we're talking about that guy, look who we have. We got Hero Silver Bar, or Bear, whatever his name is, bruh. And he is just random letters there. It's likely, like I said, that these accounts could be alts of real people, but the chances of that is so much lower than it being bots. But realistically, what does all of that say about the future of the game? To be honest, bots have actually been in the game for literally ever, probably ever since the release, and even back in Pet Sim X. The issue is this was never noticeable because the game had so much more players and there was less reasons for there to be bots than there is now. The game has basically gotten to the point where we have events every single day, and in comparison to having fantasy world areas or whatever where bots can't really bot because they have to constantly get the accounts to be in a better spot, but events basically allow them to be at the same pace as everybody else, allowing them to be able to literally beat everyone else because they have alts to transfer everything. Now, the developers have taken some combat steps, such as like previous events, including this event. You're untradeable. Like all your eggs and stuff is untradeable, meaning you're really only playing the event for yourself. However, the only problem with that is when you get stuff such as the dust or whatever it is you need to craft, then you can trade that stuff, which can be a little bit problematic. And that has basically been the reason why bots have led the game for the last few months, ever since like we just started getting events every single update. But unfortunately, that's not the only thing that's kind of holding this game back. The worst thing that has actually been affecting anyone that comes in during these updates to play is the way they are introduced. First of all, no offense to the testers or anything, because I'm sure they're trying their hardest, but every single update that we get in the game, we literally get a game shut down like 2-3 minutes after the update has just released. I could literally be entering the portal to go to grow an egg, and the game literally just shuts down because of a bug fix. Currently, still to this moment, the developers have basically made this entire event broken. I mean, I have literally never seen the Pixel Demon Egg, Agony Egg, or the Angelus come on sale to where players can get them legitimately for free. They are also untradeable, so there's no other way to get it other than spending thousands of Robux on this forever pack. Like, look, I'll spend 100 Robux right here. Boom, I'm gonna get a total of nothing. So, boom, there we go. Anything, please? Yeah, no, nothing. I'm gonna just do it one more time so, you know, I get those exclusive weekly rewards or whatever they got going. So, there we go. And, yeah, the rewards just get better, bro. Like, they don't make any effort in trying to balance these updates properly. The other day, I kind of tweaked out about this on Twitter as well. There was actually no way to upgrade the requirement that you need to craft Huges and Titanics and Gargantuans. And I basically said that you need 16 million, yes, million pixel rainbow shards to make a Titanic Pixel Angelus. And we're not even talking about the Gargantuan yet. And then right under that, I did say, hey, build into game. So I don't know if you know, when you can't get somewhat close to a good balancing of an update when it comes out, people decide to stop playing and they won't come back. And that could have totally costed me my partner, but at that point I really didn't care, because the developers have basically been relentlessly releasing updates that are unplayable within the first 24 hours of it. And as us content creators, we literally are unable to record any good footage of the update until it has like been fixed up. Like, the balancing isn't even close to how it should be, and right now it has gotten a lot better, but I don't know if it's good or bad at this point because I just don't care to play enough anymore. That's also another reason why I'm more promoted to play Bubblegum Simulator Infinity, where the updates do not get changes so quickly and they are balanced already. I also talked about this Sunday buff on Pet Sim 99 that they decided to do and how I thought it was very stupid. And I basically said, yes, let's release an unplayable update and then buff it on a Sunday so everyone wants to come back. And well, in case you don't know, that's not the case. Like, big games, when you mess up the first time, bro, you've already lost people's trust. They are not coming back the next day. And Night Fox even mentioned, yeah, doing it this way really makes it hard to make vids on the updates. For sure, I get why they do it. It's better to start hard, which definitely it is, to start an update harder and then make it easier than the other way around, but it sucks nonetheless. And I don't mind an update being hard at first or it being somewhat unbalanced, but when you were so far away from the correct balancing this update, there's literally no reason for me to want to support the game. Like, literally, it took 24 hours, bro, until the buff happened before, like, a single huge came into existence. And it's still low in comparison to, like, other events. We have 8,000 of them, but that's still better. You know, this is probably closer to the balancing that the developers wanted than what it was before. And I think this is a perfect spot for them to be at right now. But the issue is, like I said, this takes literally days for these changes to come into play. I don't know what it is, bro, but I swear the developers literally go straight to bed right after they release an update and they just forget about everything. And well, when an update comes unbalanced like this, then there is no reason for someone to play, and they're instantly going to assume that the update is going to stay like this and that there's no reason for them to play during the event or the update, whatever it is. But even if they are able to get somewhat closer to what they actually need to be able to be, then it is going to be better. And another thing is, they don't really excite people to come into updates as much as they used to in Pets MX. Since they copied the last Grow a Garden update, something they should have copied is the way they market their updates. Because in case you didn't know, Grow a Garden literally says inside of the game, there's like a massive countdown on your screen days before an update comes out. Not only that, but also they do have it on like the Roblox page to where it says literally 1 hour, 2 hours, 30 minutes, and now when the update is finally dropping. So that definitely helps them get more players. But most importantly, these updates need to be coming balanced. Balancing isn't the only thing. The updates need to be coming in a way where they aren't seen as being the same thing, just done in different ways. And oh, we got a coin boost, thanks, I guess. But every update we've been getting in the game, it has basically been an event that has done the same thing over and over again, just huges. Something we've never seen get added of is masteries. Like, bro, what happened to masteries? They could literally add a or not masteries, sorry, ultimates. Like, they completely forgot about ultimates, and they could even add a mastery for ultimates. What happened to getting new enchant tiers when we would come to the upgrade enchants and upgrader stuff to get better stuff that we could actually use instead of having millions in the game now? What about the good old fishing modes or the digging? There's so many things, like even the flower garden, bro, it's not being touched. And like, I could go through every area, and a lot of these things could have been put to use, but the developers have just simply ignored them. They've been just trying to make it easy on themselves, having the same exact kind of consistency updates over and over again. And without a doubt, I'm sure this game would do so much better if we had a reason to come back to old stuff. Like these 3-day quests, this was such a nice thing to have in the game when it first came out. It was actually useful. Nowadays, it's not, and there's really no reason to ever come back. Oh, and don't even get me started with the bucket of magics and the magic shard, bro, because this could have been like a very nice, useful feature in the game, but nope, it has just gone entirely forgotten. Wait, what the heck? Why is this pixel angel is in my hand? Yo, get out of here. Bro, can I hold something smaller like the chicken? Yeah, let's go ahead and hold the chicken. But the one question I've been asked and I haven't answered in the longest time is, will I be quitting? PetSim 99 and all of the PetSim games have held like a very important spot in my heart, and I've literally played every single one of them since PetSim 1. The only unfortunate part is that I've noticed the same exact updates and trends going on with this game. Back in PetSim X, it was not like that. Sure, we'd get new areas, but they would feel different. You'd have more reason to want to check them out than it is now. Titanics in this game are becoming worthless. Huges are literally the new exclusive pets. And a lot has changed, some for the better, but most for the worst. And if the game continues to follow this path of the same updates, I am eventually going to be quitting, probably sooner than you expect. And I'm not talking about quitting YouTube, bro. I'm just going to be quitting this game. There's a lot of other games out there that I could be playing and making videos on that you guys love, and I'd love to hear them, by the way. Definitely comment them down below. But there's just a lot of better options than PetSim 99 right now, because this game is so good, bro. But like, all of these areas? Like, what use do they have if we never have to come back to them? I understand you can't make a use of literally every single one of the areas, but for them to have this many areas in the game and little to none of them being used for anything consistent, it's quite sad. Also, bro, please just give up on Pets Go. This game is at 16,000 players. It's only pay-to-win slop, and literally it has ruined everything in Petsum 99. I think if the developers focus their attention primarily on Petsum 99, there is potential for the game to get back up to 1 million players like Petsum X used to have. It's just that they would really have to do everything amazingly, which is probably very unlikely. The developers, especially Chicken Putty, did ask what should we add to World 4, and I basically said they should bring back the dig site, similar to the mining event that will be actively be useful. Also, you can provide things like the field that we had in the game, which I was talking about in a second ago, in the game in the old dig site. So they could bring it to the new ones, and it could be used to craft gold and rainbow charms that can be applied to pets. And well, he said me like, so I hope we get that soon. And this would be completely free to play, because now you can dig in the dig sites in order to get rainbow versions of the current charms in the game. Like, imagine how cool that would be, because you'd always want to go back since these charms would be so much better. But hopefully, who knows, maybe it might come, or they just don't listen to us again and nothing gets added. But if you enjoyed this video, hurry up and watch this video on the screen right here. I went ahead and handpicked it for you because I really think you're going to enjoy these videos. So hurry up, pick one, because this video is about to end. Until then, bye. Love you guys, and please use StarCode. No, but hurry, pick one. Bye.